Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Author the Builder. My name is Wave Lynn Charles, and we have a great program here for you. For those of you joining us from the Diaspora, or you're just settling into Ghana, we have some great questions for Mr. James Author. Stay tuned. So we have Mr. James Author here today in our studio, and we'll be asking him some pertinent questions about building in Ghana. And we're going to go right to him, and we're going to get those questions going. And welcome to our studios. And today it's a pleasure having you here. I know that as a diaspora, we have so many questions, in terms of building here in Ghana. And one of the, I don't want to start off with a question, but I would like to get familiar, and I know the audience also wants to get familiar who you are. How long ago did you come here to Ghana and so forth?
Okay, so I came back home to Ghana in 2012. So it's been about 9 years now.
Okay, and where are you originally from?
So I was actually born in Ghana, but I left when I was very young. I left about 2 years old and then went to the Caribbean. My mommy is from Trinidad and Tobago, and grew up between Trinidad and the States and New York.
Wow, yeah. Trinidad, land of Calypso,
yes,
and roti and all of that.
Yes.
Great stuff. So in terms of being a developer, were you in that field prior to coming to Ghana, or is this something that you embarked on when you came to Ghana?
Something that I got into being here in Ghana. So I've always had family that was into construction. So I've always been surrounded by construction, and at one point in time in university I took some vocational courses in electrical trade and electrical wiring and that stuff, but never actually practiced it and was never so into it stateside. But because of one of the companies that we started here in Ghana, we had to do an infrastructure project. And after working with the general contractor that we hired to do that, I kind of wound up taking over the project. And from there, we've built buildings, homes, and restaurants. So.
Oh, wonderful. I actually met you in November 2019, and one of the things that I was very impressed with is that, I just thought that you had this marvelous eye for design. Is that something that is that naturally comes to you, and is something that you incorporate into development?
Okay, so for myself personally in design, I think that's partially because definitely a drop OCD. So just me as a person, yes. So me as a person, I'm quite into detail, and things that are just off, I notice them, they jump out at me. Anything that is not plumb, even, accurate, something is not asymmetrical. It just has always popped out on me. So it's always made me extremely critical, which isn't always the best skill to have. But in this industry and doing this, it serves me extremely well. So I think that has helped me with design, and then just the experiences of living in different countries and traveling to different countries and just different experiences and just seeing different designs, seeing different types of architecture has kind of influenced how I design things, how I put things together, and that type of stuff.
Okay, and what is the name of your company, actually?
Yeah, so it's Author Construction Company.
Okay.
That's the general contracting firm. And then we also have Legacy Apartments, which is property development, which is apartment buildings that we're apartment units that we're selling and doing long-term leases on.
Okay, and also, do you also get involved in terms of helping people purchase land here in Ghana? And if, like, say, for someone who's coming new to Ghana or has settled in Ghana, what advice would you give to them in terms of the process of acquiring land, legit land in Ghana?
All right, so those are two different and two great questions. As far as us, no, we're a general contracting company, so where we truly start our business is when you've acquired your land and you're looking to build a structure. And we can start that from the very beginning. So if you have architectural plans already drawn up, we can use your architectural plans. If you want us to produce, if you want our architect to produce architectural plans for you and help you with processing the building permit and all of that, we can assist you with all of that. In regards to land acquisition, I have, because the property development, the property development side of what I do, I get offers. So I get offers where people call me and say, hey, I have this land. So depending, I have assisted before people with acquiring land, but that's not really the business. So it really depends, because the truth of the matter is the acquisition of land can be quite tricky here in Ghana, and there are a lot of pitfalls that you can run into. And because we like to operate with the highest level of integrity and what our customers experience through us is incredibly important, we've decided not to get so much involved in the land acquisition unless we know that, okay, I personally know the person, I know the company, and that I can guarantee it. I wouldn't assist somebody in acquiring land that I couldn't personally guarantee. So that's why we don't do it broad stroke. But we could advise and consult and recommend on it. We can definitely assist with that.
Okay. Also, in building in Ghana, building a single family home, maybe 2-bedroom, 3 bedrooms, would you have an estimate on how much it would cost just to build that, you know, a particular, just a single, simple family home? What is the going cost in terms of building?
Okay, with absolutely no information, and if I was just going to throw a number, I would say we'll have $50,000, $60,000 available. That would be my answer. But that answer is not one of the best answers, because the truth of the matter, what determines the cost of a project, building a structure, a lot of things come into it. The location of the land. You see, I just said $50,000, but if you're building in an environment like this, that totally changes, because now you have to bring materials up and down a hill. If you're building next to the, so that really depends on the location of the land, and also what's going on in the ground. What's the geological situation of that piece of land? So that can all affect. So generally, the correct way to quote pricing on development is the land is acquired, the soil has been tested, and you've done your architectural plans, because then we could run a quantitative survey report off of your architectural plan after a site inspection, and we can produce you a document that will tell you exactly how much it will cost to build that home.
Okay.
And we do that.
Okay, in terms of, okay, so I'm building this house, and some people say that the interior part of the house is very, very expensive. What is your take on that?
The cost of finishing, so there are different phases of a build. If we talk about a single-story private home, a 2-bedroom, single-story, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single-story private home, you know, there is the beginning, which is the foundation. Then there's the first elevation. Then there's the roofing. Then there's the finishing and the landscaping. Yes, it is very true. The finishing and the landscaping could take up almost 40% of your entire budget, depending on what level of finishing you go for. So that's a big. The thing about finishing is there's such a wide range of cost with finishing. So you can decide that I want to get tiles that were imported from China, that are Class C tiles, that cost maybe 25 to 30 Ghana cedis a square meter. You can also get tiles imported from Spain and Portugal that are 150 to 200 Ghana cedis a square meter. So
it's a matter of choice.
It's a huge difference. I can give you Formica, like laminated pressboard worktop in your kitchen, or I can give you a marble countertop.
Yes.
So we're, so it's finishing is very much based upon the level of finishing that you go with. Here in GH, as contractors, we have what we call grade C, grade B, and grade A finishing, which gives you a general idea. So if somebody says, I want to finish a home with grade B finishing, then I could kind of guesstimate what that is, but there's still ranges within that.
Okay. Okay, so in terms of financing, if someone wants you to do a project for them, does your company allow any type of financing for the clients?
So in regards to the general contracting, no, we don't have any in-house financing, or we don't provide any financing as far as that's concerned. As far as the real estate, on the sales of some of our apartment units, we have in-house financing. We have 7-year programs and 2-year programs. So we have two different in-house financing programs. Then there's some banks, used to be called Ghana Home Loans, but now it's called First National Bank.
Okay.
I think they purchased it, but they do a lot of mortgages. And also Republic Bank also does a lot of mortgages. So definitely, the cost of money, the cost of financing is much higher here in West Africa and Ghana than in the States. So if you're able to finance stateside, it's probably much better than trying to finance on this end, although there is financing available, although currency, buying capital here in Ghana is on the pricier side. I mean, we're talking about 15% and up, and you would never pay. You pay 2% or 3% on a mortgage stateside. So.
Okay. Our final question, a lot of people come here with the notion that, it's cheap to build in Ghana and all this and that. So people like to cut corners. What is your advice to them in terms of cutting corners in building?
All right. I mean, the first part of it, what you asked, the cost of building and purchasing land is much less expensive than the West, by all means. But Accra is not a cheap place. That's a very big misconception. Anybody that has lived here for 2 weeks will realize that Accra is quite pricey.
Yes,
it's probably one of the most expensive cities in sub-Saharan Africa to live in.
Wow.
Maybe Johannesburg and Cape Town might be more, but other than that, Accra is quite expensive. And you see, it's a universal policy and law. You really get what you pay for. I mean, for qualified, experienced people to work on your project, there's a cost to that. So if you seek out if you shop by price, that's not how you want to shop for a home. Just like I don't recommend shopping for a car by price. I mean, do you go into the used car lot and say, give me the cheapest car you have? So are you looking for the mason that's going to sell his services for the least bottom city? You don't. That's not the way to shop for these things, because these things are assets that are supposed to last you for 100 years.
Yes, absolutely.
So I would avoid at all costs just shopping price. I wouldn't tell you to hire the cheapest guy. It's never the best policy. Generally going with the middle price is usually the best way to do it. If especially if it's a service, I tend personally to go, midstream. I mean, I don't want the cheapest guy. I'm not going to hire the most expensive guy, but usually the moderately priced person that's going to sell their services generally is. And then for certain things, I want to go a little bit higher, with especially like electricians and plumbers and some of the technical stuff. I want the person to know what they're doing. I mean, an electrical fire or an electrical problem in your home where you have to rip out all the wires. And funny enough, 45 to 50% of the work we do is fixing other people's mistakes.
Yeah, I saw that firsthand with you when I looked at the video.
We come in and we fix mistakes, we fix problems, and it tends to cost our clients about anywhere from 10 to 30% more to finish their project when we have to come in and fix problems. So it's best to do it the right way. You're going to save yourself a bunch of money. Do it the right way first. And cutting corners with building, it's not one of the, if you want to cut corners in the Fuji, maybe it might be a little bit better than cutting corners with your construction. But even with that, it's probably not recommended. I mean, maybe cut corners in the closure box or something.
Yes, the name brands.
Yeah. Buy inexpensive clothing, but to buy poor quality building projects or housing or it's not really advisable.
Yeah, it's not recommended. But it's been great having you here, and lots of information. I myself have learned so much just sitting here with you, and I look forward to doing this with you again, one day again. And I think this is a terrific program that you are having the diasporas, or the people that are from the diasporas who have settled here in Ghana, sitting with you and asking the pertinent questions that we've been thinking about for maybe a number of years, a number of months, or while we're here in Ghana. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful program. And I want to thank you for inviting me here on your program, and I wish you the best of luck. And like I said, when I first met him, I was inspired, absolutely inspired, by, his mind and how he put things together. And some may say he's being a perfectionist. No, he's being a professional. And if you guys want to get in contact with James, we're going to put all of his information in the description box. And this is something that is going to go on, monthly. He's going to bring different hosts on here, on this program, to ask the questions that we've been thinking about. Okay?
That's glowing. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. The interview was amazing, and we'll see you next month.
And also make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's very important.